Hey, what's up, everyone? It's just Andy. I hope that you guys are all doing great and that you are getting ready for the new lawn care season. It's like the middle of March right now, and some of you that maybe are in the South or in different parts of the country, I'm sure you're already mowing lawns. Up here in the Northeast, it's still a little too cold for that. We haven't done any kind of mowing, or at least I haven't. Spring cleanups are about to start, so that fun is about to get underway. But as far as the lawn mowing goes, quite haven't started that yet, but you got to be doing all your mower maintenance, and there's a lot of things that you could be doing right now. For those of you that need to grow your business, you certainly should be advertising and getting your name out there so that people know that you exist. I'm actually going to do a video here coming up soon about why I don't do any type of advertising. The extent of my advertising is I have the name of my business on my trailer and on the sides of my truck. But besides that, I don't do any type of advertising, and I'll make a video about why I don't do any advertising, why for my business, I feel like it's a waste of money. And so hopefully that might be a help to you, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I was thinking about it. There are probably hundreds, if not thousands of people out there, not that many people watch my videos, but out there that this year is going to be your first year in lawn care, lawn mowing, landscaping, or some aspect of that type of business. And so I was thinking about it for those that have started in the past and you have years and years of experience, you're not going through these things that the brand new people are. And like I've said in some of my other videos, I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination. There are people on YouTube and just in the lawn care business in general that have so much more knowledge and experience than I do, but I might know a thing or two more than somebody that has never done it one day. And so I was thinking about what would be a good topic to quickly talk about and maybe just give you some food for thought. And the thought crossed my mind, why will so many new lawn care businesses this year, why won't they make it? And, we just want you to be able to go out there and to make money, to be able to support your family. That's why people, and I don't know any of them personally, but that's why I feel like so many of these people on YouTube, they make these videos and they spend the time because they want you to be successful. And so I just jotted down 5 reasons why I think that businesses that start this year, why so many of them will end up not lasting even through the whole entire year, but certainly not coming back next year. So I just jotted these 5 things down, and I just want to give them to you here real quick. Maybe you can avoid these 5 pitfalls that I'm about to talk about. So number 1 reason why I think some businesses, they just won't make it this year is because they start with too much initial debt. They start with too much debt. They see guys like me, and I'm a nobody, but they see guys like me or these other people that they watch on YouTube or people that you see around your town, and they got the awesome, F-250 or F-350, and they got dump trucks and dump trailers, and they have every fancy mower, and they got all the stand-ons and the zero turns, and they got fancy weed whackers, and they got 7 blowers, and you're like, I have to have all of that. And so you haven't even mowed one lawn yet, and yet you go out and you buy a trailer, and it's like got to be the most expensive one. You buy the SureTrack. You go out and you buy all of the fancy lawn mowing equipment, and you buy all the racks and all of these things, and you accumulate so much debt that you're in the middle of the season and you're still so overwhelmed by what you owe because you just went into so much debt with all the new things that you bought. Now, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't buy anything new. That maybe would be too much of an extreme. But my suggestion would maybe be this. When I first started, which was a little while ago now, but when I first started, I bought a brand new zero-turn mower. Now, you can go back and look at a previous video. I still have it. It was a high-end residential mower, and it certainly got me through. But a lot of the other things that I purchased were not brand spanking new. And so I would suggest maybe buy that new mower or your most important piece of equipment, but don't go out and bury yourself in debt that you can never get out of. And you would have to work the next 7 years just to pay off that first year's amount of money that you put into it. So that would be number one. I think that some businesses will fail because there's just too much initial debt. So number two, and this is just my opinion. Like I said, I'm no genius by any stretch of the imagination. But number two, I feel like some businesses will fail because you're going after the wrong accounts. I think that some people just go after the wrong accounts. Once again, you see these people that have been in business for 8, 9, 10, maybe 15, 20 years, and you see the accounts that they have, and you think that those are the accounts that you're going to have the first year in business. And those are the only ones. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to stoop and do these small little yards that I got to mow bi-weekly. And I'm not going to do anything like that because that would be degrading. No, you know what? You might have to take on some, and I don't even want to call them these, but lower end accounts. And you know, for me, I've been in business for a while now. I still have some of those lower end accounts, not because they're profitable to me by any stretch at this point, but I've become really good friends with those people, and they've just been there for you. They don't complain. They're thankful for the services that you provide. And I've had some of those accounts now for 8 years, 9 years. And so, but when you're brand new and you're going and you're trying to shoot for those $125 lawns, what in the world? You're not going to be able to fill up your schedule with $75, $100 yards. You know, you might have to go and start with some $30, $35 yards and fill up your schedule that way. So that's the number two reason that I think that some businesses will fail, because you're just going for the wrong accounts in your first year of business. So number three, this is a big one for me. I'm up here in the Northeast in an area where there's not a lot of subdivisions, but I live by what I'm about to say. The third reason that I think some new businesses will fail is because they have no route discipline. People don't have any route discipline. I'm in an area and I talk to people and they're all over the place mowing. And they'll ask me where I mow, and I only mow in this one small little town. And they're like, do you realize, Andy, the amount of accounts you're turning down? Yes, I do. But do they realize the amount of time that they're spending driving around from yard to yard to yard to yard, trying to somehow make money just spending time driving around? You don't make any money when you're just driving on the roads. You're actually losing money technically because you're spending gas and wear and tear in the vehicle and so on. And so I know that it's tempting to take on that one lawn that's nowhere near any of the other ones that you have because you're just so desperate for that one more yard. But I'm telling you, you have to have route discipline. Sit down, say, this is the area that I'm going to service, and I'm not going outside of this area. You have to do it, or else you're just going to be driving around, wasting time, wasting gas, wasting money, and you won't make it if you don't have any route discipline. So number four, this one might hit a little close to home, but it's why I think that some businesses won't make it. You're brand new. It's your first year. You're starting out, and you make the mistake of hiring your friends. You hire your friends. That is just a bad idea. I've had employees a little bit here and there. I really don't at this point, because it's just it's a headache. And for those of you that have employees, if you watch this, you know what I'm talking about. And so, but maybe you're starting out and you just want to have a helper, and so you hire one of your friends. Man, they're not going to respect you the same way that someone that doesn't know you will. And the honest reality is this: it's your first year. Do you really need a helper? You know, I know you probably think that it's above, or some people maybe would think it's above the owner of the business to, you know, weed whack, trim. But I'm telling you, for that first year in business, suck it up. And if you have to hire somebody that's not your best friend, because what are you going to do when they don't show up to work or they do a bad job? Are you going to risk losing that person as a friend because you have to, quote unquote, correct them, or, you know, hopefully not, but fire them? I just think it's a mistake, and it can ruin a business if you're not careful. And so number five, last one, why I think that some businesses that start this year, they just aren't going to make it, is this. New business owners sometimes don't focus on what they're good at. they're new to the business. So every time that somebody asks you to do something, you try to do that and you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right equipment, and probably most importantly, you don't have the correct experience to do those things. I remember when I first started, if somebody asked me to do anything, I would try to do it. And I'd be going like to try to borrow tools from other people. What a waste of time. And then you don't end up making any money by the time you either rent a piece of equipment or you waste so much time because you don't have the right experience. It's your first year in business. Find out what you're really good at, focus on what you're really good at, and stick to what you're really good at. And have your business be focused around what your strengths are. And if somebody asks you for something that is just not a strength to you, just simply tell them that's not what our service entails. We don't offer that service at this current time. If we do, I'd love to offer it to you in the future. But I think sometimes we spin our tires because we're trying to do everything. Focus on what you're good at. And that's kind of what our business model is. Even now, we don't do any kind of sprinklers or anything like that. We pretty much do lawn mowing. And I have a farm that I operate, a small farm. And we do that, and there's a lot of aspects of different things that we do there, and I'd love to show you guys some of those things along the way. But focus on what you're good at. Don't stretch yourself too thin. It's your first year in business. Find 1, 2, whatever, at the most, maybe 3 things that you offer for services, and learn how to be really, really good at those things, and then expand. It's your first year in business. You're not going to be able to offer every service that the company that has 15 employees and the owner's been doing it for 30 years, what they offer. So don't compare yourself to them. It's your first year. Get really, really good at a couple things and just have people just be in awe of what you do. Cut those lawns amazing. If you install mulch, make sure those edges are just really, really sharp and just do a great job with a few services instead of just stretching yourself too thin. So just a quick recap why I think some businesses that start this year will fail. Number 1, they have too much initial debt. Number 2, they're going after the wrong accounts. Number 3, they have no route discipline. Number 4, it's a mistake, I think, hiring your friends. And then lastly, not focusing on what you're good at. I hope that so many of you that are starting this year will be successful, that you'll make it, that you'll be able to make money, that you'll enjoy it. And hopefully this will give you some things to think about, that you can avoid maybe these pitfalls if it's something that maybe would apply to you. So thank you so much if you've watched this entire video. I appreciate it. And if anybody out there would be so kind to subscribe to the channel, I would really, really appreciate that. Hit the like button. And I just want to bring you guys some things that would help you. I know there's been different people that I've watched on YouTube over the years that have really been a help to me. And maybe there's just 1 or 2 people out there that would watch these and it would be a help too. And if 1 or 2 people watch them and it just gives them some food for thought, then it's certainly worth my time. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.